What Happens in the Woods is a true crime podcast. We discuss events that are often violent in nature. Listeners' discretion is advised. What Happens in the Woods podcast, bonus Halloween episode. With special guests, Cristy and Beth from Crimes and Closets. Now, here are your hosts, Jessica and Bryce.
Well, hello and welcome. We're excited that you're here with us. We have a special event for you guys. So we have with us, we are collabing with the ladies from Crimes and Closets, Beth and Cristy.
Hi. Hey. So excited to be here at What Happens in the Woods with you.
We are definitely excited to have you guys, well, to be with you too. I mean, technically this is us together. This is not a separate event. No. We're all here together. So we are collabing for a special episode for Halloween. We are going to be sharing some stories between the four of us. And yes, Bryce is talking this time.
Okay.
What happens when you have the woods and the closets meet?
Yes.
Crazy things happen.
Worlds collide.
That's right.
You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I did start out in the closet. So really, I'm one of you.
Yeah.
We're really all just in the closet hiding.
Yes, for sure.
From the woods.
Yes. So for anybody who doesn't know us, we are a husband and wife who started a true crime podcast that's based in the Pacific Northwest. We moved here from California, and it was almost immediate that there were cases that just came to us without us searching for it, things that we found out right in our neighborhood, essentially, of cases that were local, and we just could not talk about it. So that was how we got started back in February with our podcast. And then for our listeners who don't know maybe about Crimes and Closets, how'd you guys get going?
Yeah. Go ahead, Cristy. You want to go?
Oh, I didn't know you were putting it on me. Okay.
On the spot.
Well, I can do it, but no, it's fine.
Well, we are just two friends who are from North Carolina and Missouri. And we started in March, didn't we? You guys were February? Yeah.
February, I think, actually.
Oh, was it? Yeah. We just decided we didn't have anything else to do during quarantine when we were told that we had to stay in our houses. And we are lovers of true crime. And so we just figured, why the heck not?
We used to like to always hide in our closets anyways from our kids and have our beverages, and we would hide like Girl Scout cookies and stuff in there.
I mean, that sounds like heaven to me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And so we just brought them in a microphone and, let everybody else join us. So
whoever wants to.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been super fun, and we're very excited to do this with you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, there's natural men repellent in that closet. Like when there's like shoes and purses, like I don't want to go in there.
Well, my husband has his side. There are some manly things over there. I don't go over there, but
he gets a side.
Well, ish.
Sweetheart, you have more in that closet than I do.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's a lie. That is a lie. Why are you going to lie to people right now?
I definitely take up the majority of the closet, in all fairness. My husband is going to listen and be like, do not front about that closet. It is my closet. he puts his things in it occasionally.
I feel him.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, well, I have some great stories for you guys that happened on Halloween. And if you are ready to get into it, I am super ready to go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Born ready.
Halloween is my absolute favorite, by the way. We just talked about this. It's mine and Jess's birthday, like just a couple of days before we share a birthday. So everyone parties with us, including the ghosts and witches and crazy clowns. And so, yeah, it's fabulous. So my first story that I'm going to tell you guys about happened on Halloween of 1998. This is actually a somewhat known story that happened on Halloween, and it happened in the Bronx, in New York.
The boogie down Bronx.
Yeah. You just can't go wrong in the Bronx. And it's actually called The Armed Eggers. Have you guys ever heard this story?
I haven't.
Christy's nodding her head. She's like, oh, it's totally living there. Okay, so this is the story of Carl Jackson. Okay, so Carl was a 21-year-old man living in the Bronx, and he was a data entry clerk at Morgan Stanley. Super nice young man. He was driving with his girlfriend through the Bronx to pick up her son from a Halloween party. His girlfriend was driving in her car, and he was riding in the passenger seat. They were stopped at a red light, and some teenagers that were standing on the sidewalk started aggressively egging their car.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that.
Right?
Because of all things, it's dairy products, right?
I mean, I'm telling you.
But honestly, have you ever tried to clean that up?
That's
like
what I
a
was
dried
just
egg?
gonna say.
Yeah.
And it peels the paint off your car.
Oh.
Like, it is no good. No good at all. I have had friends who have had their cars egged, and they are mad about it. This is no small potato. It's not TP. Although you couldn't use TP now, you get arrested because it's,
well, it's worth
2020
gold
TP.
now.
That's right.
Yeah, that's currency.
Just go for the eggs. People don't care about their paint on their car. They want that toilet paper.
Yeah.
So Carl obviously gets super angry and gets out of the car and to reprimand these teenagers, just thinking the teenagers are going to run away, right? The guy's coming out. He's yelling at him, quit egging my car, thinking that they're just going to run off. Well, they all do, except for one young man who is 17-year-old Chris Sterling. Chris Sterling starts to run away, and Carl goes to get back into the passenger seat of the car, and then Chris walks up on him and shoots him in the head.
Whoa.
Oh,
With
that
a gun.
escalated.
Yeah, really quick.
Oh.
Armed for you.
Armed eggers. So Carl was fatally shot. He died instantly. He was shot right point blank in the head. Yes, with his girlfriend in the driver's seat, screaming hysterically with egg all over her car. And Sterling was immediately arrested. There was a lot of people around, so it wasn't like he ran or anything like that. They got him right away, and he actually was tried as a minor in the state of New York City and served 20 years in prison.
Oh, wow.
So he got out in 2018.
How old was he?
17.
17.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
With a gun.
And that was in New York, so he probably went to Rikers, which is not a nice place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah.
I wonder if he eats eggs.
Oh.
Probably not.
Interestingly, every year on Halloween, Carl Jackson, the victim's mom, sent the shooter a card while he was in prison that all it said was, "I'm glad you're still there."
Oh, wow.
So for 20 years, every Halloween, she sent him that card.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And fun fact, since 1984, there have been at least 24 people in New York City that have been seriously injured or killed due to Halloween egg-related incidents.
How do you kill somebody? I mean, out with an egg? Like with the egg? or
well,
because
I think
of
it's more
egging?
similar to like this. Like they caught egging someone and the people beat them up or chased them, or
it escalated from egging.
Yeah.
I don't murder.
I don't think the actual eggs killed them.
Right.
I
don't know. One of them
could have.
One of them.
I'm sure there was actually. So
I mean, I could only wonder if maybe a shell cracked and it got in the eye, and maybe it caused some damage and there was sepsis. I don't know. This is where my mind goes. Not probably the best place to go, but
I got pink eye from an egg.
I mean, I don't know. Salmonella is a thing, Ooh.
Very true. True that, man. True that. Buy organic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. Eggings are serious.
Wow. Egg responsibility.
Don't egg anybody. You might get shot. So I'm not going to take you very far down the road for my second story. This is the story of Patricia Wood, and it actually happened on Long Island.
Oh, Long Islanders rule.
So, yeah. Christy's neighbor. But it happened in 2014, so I can assure you she did not live there. Patricia was a 66-year-old language arts professor at a local college, and she lived with her son, Derek Wood. Derek was, again, 35, living with his mama on the Long Island.
Do you know what college?
I don't. It was at a local college.
Okay, yeah.
Is there a lot?
I worked at a local college on Long Island.
Did you know a language arts professor named Patricia?
No, but it wasn't my major when I was going to school there too.
You don't have to take language arts. What is language arts? Anyway. So Derek, her son, had a psychiatric history dating back about 10 years and had been arrested several times since 2003 for gun charges, drugs, criminal mischief. He was a bad Larry. Yeah. So, and he lived with his mom at 35. I mean, I know people struggle, but that's
a Long Island thing.
Yeah.
Like
it is?
That's just what happened. Oh gosh, that's what happens. Like you just live in the same house. You live multi-family houses. You live in the same house forever. It happens a lot. It's not as uncommon as you think it is. It is for everybody outside of there, but
interesting. Got it. Okay, so on Halloween night in 2004, Derek goes home at about 8 o'clock from wherever he was that day, and his mom was sitting at home, had just had dinner, and he proceeded to beat her.
Oh, geez.
Stabbed her with a knife in their apartment, and then took the knife and decapitated her.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell for?
Yeah, so we don't know why. We have no motive, because he then placed her body and her head in the street in front of their apartment and then jumped in front of a train.
Was he
Oh my
mentally
gosh.
ill?
This happened down the street from my sister's house. I am not kidding you.
Oh my gosh.
Was your sister trick-or-treating that day? Okay.
No, but I remember the year it happened. I do remember this story.
It was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So we have no idea why he did any of this, because he committed suicide. They found him dead on the scene after he jumped in front of this train. So, so there's no motive. But neighbors and trick-or-treaters were out. This happened at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and they thought it was a decoration. They thought it was a very elaborate Halloween decoration or prank, and it was a really, really long time before anybody called the cops, before anybody actually realized that it was a real human body that was laying in the street. And the way that they finally figured it out is a kid walked up to it and kind of nudged the head with his foot.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
And she actually, whenever they did an autopsy on her, she had multiple stab wounds and broken bones. So it was a very violent
death,
altercation that they had.
Wow.
Before he did that. But yeah, we have no idea why he did it.
Wow.
So they say that street is haunted with her spirit.
I believe it.
That's crazy.
Well, I want your sister to go and tell us.
I wish she was on the phone right now. We can get it firsthand.
I know.
Yeah. We need an update to that story. We're going to need your sister to go and investigate.
Okay. All right, I'm on it.
I agree. Yeah, holler back. Okay, so my last story is a story that actually took place, and this is a really quick one. This is a historic Halloween story from 1885. And this is more of just like a little fun story that I just thought was really interesting and I'd never heard of. It actually happened at the U.S. Capitol building in D.C. So 1885, super long time ago. There were two men who were like U.S. Capitol Police that were patrolling the building. And one of the men actually saw a ghostly figure and heard this really creepy, eerie groaning coming from like the famous circular room in the Capitol building. Mm-hmm. And he pulled his revolver and shot at this building. And then later found out that it was his partner dressed up like a ghost playing a trick on him.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh.
But isn't it funny that he pulled out his revolver?
Right.
Yeah. So funny.
He spun it real quick and
so Rick Grimes of him.
Yeah.
And but luckily he missed.
So no
one was hurt. But it is said that the bullets of the revolver are still embedded in the wall of the circular room at the Capitol building and that they left them there, and it's actually become part of the legend of the Capitol building.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can go see them.
I wish I had paid attention to that and knew that story when I had gone there in 8th grade. That would have been amazing.
I wonder it wasn't a part of the tour?
Well, we were on like an 8th grade trip, so it was very, the schedule was very like, no, we're going to be here at 8:05. And then, you know, at 8:17, you will have a 1-minute bathroom break. And I feel like it was so regimented that I couldn't have fun at all during the entire trip.
It wasn't scheduled. You weren't allowed to have fun.
No,
that was only from 8:30 to 8:31.
No, that was
room
probably
to see stray bullet.
Yeah, no. That was if we were allowed to have fun. It was before I woke up, so I missed the fun probably at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh gosh, no, I don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, so just some quick fun facts about Halloween that I felt like you guys would think were neat that I didn't know. Halloween is the highest grossing commercial holiday after Christmas, which actually doesn't surprise me because I spend a crap ton of money on Halloween costumes. The first jack-o'-lanterns were actually made from turnips.
Oh,
that's scary.
The average, isn't that weird?
That's gross.
The average, like, little teeny Halloween jack-o'-lanterns. The average bag of Halloween candy contains over 11,000 calories.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to need to like print that out on a piece of paper and put that someplace where I can see it every day.
All over your house.
Not okay.
Yeah. So this was interesting. You know the movie Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that movie was on a really, really tiny budget. Whenever they made that movie, it was actually filmed in 21 days and they spent like little to no money on that movie. And so because it was on such a small budget, they had to use the cheapest costumes they could find. And the mask that they ended up using for the character Mike Myers was actually a William Shatner Star Trek mask.
What?
What the hell?
That was a horrible mask.
Cut up and painted to make it look like the Mike Myers mask, which is legit the creepiest mask you will ever see if you were a child of the 80s.
Yeah, now it's even worse.
For real. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I know. I wonder if they did another William Shatner mask to like in the remake just to shout him out a little bit. They say he actually loved it, William Shatner, that he was like, cool. That's great.
He is that kind of oddball, though, I feel. Yeah.
Totally watches Mike Myers. So the last thing, the word witch actually comes from the Old English word wiki, which means wise woman. Yeah. And the Wiccans, which is based after that word wiki, actually back in the day were a very highly respected group of women because they were known to be very wise. Then they burnt them at the stake, so that didn't last long, but
yeah, I was going to say, how long did that last for them? Obviously not that long.
Yeah.
No, I would say maybe they got like a cool decade of that, and then
yeah.
But really, so when my kid calls me a witch, I can be like, "Well, thank you."
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, yes. So we always
call
say
you
thank
witches.
No. I don't think anybody's ever said that to me, but
I'm gonna start calling you that.
I might put it in their head, like, I dare you to call me witch one day.
Yeah.
Just so I can be like,
happens.
in your face.
I'm going to start being like, this is my friend Cristy. She's a real witch.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you.
Love her. All right, that's it for me. Those are my East Coast Halloween crimes.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks.
Wow.
Are you feeling the pressure?
Yeah, that's a hard act to follow.
Yeah.
No. So I'm actually going to tell you guys something that personally happened to me and that I personally witnessed. It's about a town in Southern California, more in the Central Valley. And the guy was, the person is actually named and dubbed the Wasco Clown.
Oh, I don't like the clown. Yeah. I don't like the clown.
We don't like the clowns.
So in October of 2014, there was a guy going around. Well, they don't know who he is, actually. They don't know who he is, but there was a clown being pictured around Wasco. Wasco is a city in the San Joaquin Valley in Kern County, California. It's located 24 miles northwest of Bakersfield. And the population in 2010 for the last census was 25,000 people. So, I mean, it's not, when I went there for work, like it's a stop where we just stopped and then went, not many people got on, not many people got off. Anyway, I worked with another guy and we would lay over in Bakersfield. And, we don't have a car in Bakersfield, but you would have to go places. And we actually saw this guy at a Mexican restaurant just outside of a restaurant he was a clown dressed in a clown suit holding balloons. And he wouldn't say anything and he wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't even say hi. He wouldn't wave. But, so in 2014, a clown was sighted in the town of Wasco all around the town. People saw the clown holding the balloons and, nobody knew who this was. And so people were just...
He wouldn't talk to anybody? Nope. He would just stand there and look at people? He would just
stand there and look at people.
Nothing creepier
than
a clown.
So the worst part is that it spawned a whole bunch of clowns across the whole of the United States. And so I'm going to... now, there's a whole Instagram feed... Or no, it was an Instagram feed for this, and I'm just going to describe some of the. Now, some of them may have been set up, and some of them may have been fake, but there's a couple that I've gone through, and and I'll tell you guys. I'll recount the stories to you. But the first one is in Bridgeport, West Virginia. So there's a man.
That's where I'm from.
Bridgeport?
Well, West Virginia,
oh, okay.
not Bridgeport,
well,
but West Virginia.
Can you know about this? I should be interviewing you. So there was a man.
I do know about this one.
There was a man doing some night fishing, and there was a video of him. There's a man doing some night fishing, and he hears a noise. And so he turns around, and you could see his flashlight, and he sees something, but you can't really see it, right? But he finally sees it, and it's a clown. And the clown doesn't say anything to him, but it's probably 25 yards away. Clown says nothing to him, just stands there. And this dude's at night fishing, and he's just like, man, I just want to fish. That's all I want to do.
Just give me my fish.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be attacked.
He ends up packing up and leaving and getting in his car. And as he's leaving, the clown is just like standing there. Never approaches his car. And this is at night. And he's just standing there and he's driving off. But the guy's like videoing him the whole time. And the clown is just standing there, not saying anything. Now, none of these that I've looked at, there were like actual attacks. It was just a lot of the clowns just standing there. They'll approach you, but they've never like actually grabbed you.
That's psychological warfare is what that is.
Exactly. Yes.
So the next one that I saw was in Clifton, New Jersey. So there was a clown and this guy, he was at a Dunkin' Donuts and he looks up and there's and this is at night too. There's a clown on the billboard waving to everybody at the freeway. Now this was in the middle of New Jersey, and he was on a billboard, and the billboard, which was kind of weird to me, but it was a personal injury lawyer billboard. So I may have think that this guy paid this guy to stand up there and to wave at people. But it was in Clifton, New Jersey, and this guy was just standing on top. Police were called. I don't know if he was arrested or brought down from it, but I mean, it was literally, I think it was the 405. I don't know what highway it was, but it was just in the middle of Jersey, and this guy's like, "There's this dude." you saw the video. He's just waving to everybody out there. Yeah.
All I can picture is the Goonies now.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
It was pretty freaky because he wasn't saying anything to anybody. He was just waving at everybody, and even the people walking on the street. So the next one actually is in Quebec, Canada. This one I felt was a little bit set up, but there was two guys driving, and they turned off the freeway and onto a dirt road. And of course, there was a clown standing in the middle of the dirt road. And he didn't say anything, but he left the dirt road and came back with the chainsaw in the middle of the dirt road. And the guys were yelling in French, and I don't know what they were saying. Sorry, I don't speak French, but they were yelling at this guy. And he didn't approach them. He just started the chainsaw, and the guys backed out and just went the other way on the freeway. And that one, I believe that one was a little bit set up.
That is very suspicious. Yeah. I'm going to call BS on that one.
Yeah.
You were trying to get views on your YouTube page.
Yeah. So the next one I saw was actually in San Luis Obispo, California. Two friends were driving down the road, and they passed this clown standing under a streetlight. And you could see like the camera footage. They're like, was that? But they actually ended up turning around and coming back and filming the guy. He didn't do anything. He just stood there. And he just stared at them, and he started to walk towards the car, and they're like, nope. And those two guys disappeared. Like, they drove off really fast. But I said, like, with people that don't like clowns, this stuff is like really, really bad.
Yeah, it's making me like wonder if there's a clown just standing behind me.
Well, I definitely heard about this clown craze, and we actually had a guy in Raleigh who used to do the exact same thing. He would stay, and I have a lot of friends who actually he would stand in the same place every single night, and they would go and take a picture with him. And he never talked, he never moved. He would literally he dressed like Pennywise.
Oh no!
And he just stood and he had the red balloons, and he just stood in this one place. So that year that guy was doing that, one of our neighbors started putting red balloons on all of the grates around our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like just one single balloon on the grate. And I swear to you, whenever we were trick-or-treating that night, I was like, he's gonna come out somewhere. Like some dude dressed like a clown is putting these balloons up and is gonna come out just to scare me, and I will pee my pants in front of all of you and run home and eat my candy with no shame, because that is scary.
You'll hide in your closet and do it, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So you saw the start of it all.
I did, yeah. Me and
clown
another
OG.
Yes, the guy that started, and he would stand there, but he would always be in different places. Now, Bakersfield, Delano, and Wasco, where he was originally spotted, but he would never be in the same place. So you couldn't go take a picture with him. And his his makeup was a little weird. Like, you can't see his bottom jaw. Like, it's not there. Like, it's black makeup, and like his eyes are all black too. So,
yeah. Oh, so he wasn't trying to be a cute clown.
No, he was not at all.
Are there such a thing as cute clowns?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
Yes, there are.
True.
No. Mm-mm.
So
no.
The next one I actually saw was in Newport Richey, Florida, where two friends, and it was in 2014, where Pokemon Go was, a big thing still. And these two friends were at Sims Park, and they just noticed on the peripheral there was a guy dressed in a clown suit just outside the light range, and he was behind a tree, and they filmed him. They're like, you could see them playing Pokemon Go, and like this guy was like walking around. Now, he never approached them, but he would stop and just stare at them in this park at night. And they're just like, yeah, we don't have a good feeling about this. We're going to go play Pokemon Go somewhere else. So.
We're going to get out of the damn woods.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
There is nothing ever good that happens.
No.
God, people, get it through your heads.
So the next one I saw was in Lakewood, California. A young lady was seen walking her dog, and this video again is at night, and the dog wanders off the sidewalk, and she's like, hey, where are you going? And all of a sudden you see the dog, pew, go the other way. Well, what she didn't notice when she looked up was there was a guy in a clown suit standing there, and her dog just took the hell off. Didn't even wait. But the clown did start walking towards her, and she actually ended up running away. Like, running like really fast the other way.
Not a very good guard dog.
No, well,
I feel
it
like
was
our
funny,
dogs would do that. I feel like they would bounce and just leave me there to defend myself.
Yeah. They probably.
My dog would make friends with the clown.
Right? Yeah.
And I would leave him there. I would be the one running, leaving him.
So the next one was actually in Houston, Texas, and it was actually posted to Twitter by a guy named Andrew Peterson. So again, they're filmed driving down the road, and this guy is dressed in a clown suit, standing in the middle of the road, but he has a broom and he's sweeping the road. But he wouldn't get out of the way, so the driver gets out and actually like knocks him over and tells him to get out of the road because they don't want to hit him, So they actually knock him over, and they get back in the car and they take off. But Andrew, the guy that's filming, is like, "Hey man, we should go check to see if he really wasn't doing anything. Let's go check to see what he's doing." So they actually turn around and they're like, "Yeah, well, let's just go see if he's okay." So they go back, and the guy actually has the broom still, and he's walking on the side of the road. He looks up, and he starts running towards the car. Well, they swerve, and he's actually grabbed onto the back of the car, and you could see him through the back window. The clown was hanging on to the back of their car.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But, I mean, and that's where the video ends. But it is up on Twitter. I actually saw that one.
Oh, okay.
Couple more. So in Jacksonville, California in 2014, when all of the Ring doorbells and, security home cameras were becoming more popular, a group of 6 clowns were actually filmed in the middle of the night in 2014 in October, standing on people's porches, just staring at the cameras.
Oh my God.
Not saying anything. They would just stare at the cameras. Only one video was of one clown. He stood on a porch and he was tearing someone's pumpkin apart while staring at the camera. But there was a group of 6 clowns that went around Jacksonville, California.
You're a bunch of dicks.
I'd be setting my alarm off on my Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
I would move.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would move too.
I don't know. I probably would have figured something else out to do, like something to do to mess with them. I feel like I would have been like, "This is my space.
Yeah,
you better back off."
But that was only done that one time. They didn't do it ever again. So
yeah,
the last one wasn't a setup, but you'll see. It was in Agawam, Massachusetts. So the video was actually posted to Facebook by a guy named Michael Pogge. And he was in I don't know what it is, but a Geisler's parking lot in Agawam. And he drove by once, and this was again at night, and he saw something. So he turns around in the video, and it's just a clown leaning on the wall, holding balloons, and a sign that said, "Free hugs."
Oh.
And so when Michael drove by, the clown actually ran towards his car and he takes off. But it was later found out that it was reported that this man was actually hired for advertising, not for the store, but for actually the New England Scare Fest. Because the police were actually, I guess this is a grocery store, and he was actually, the police were actually called by some concerned citizens. And actually, I don't know if he was charged or what was the outcome of that, but the police were called, and he was told not to do that anymore.
I was going to say, was he arrested?
I don't know. I don't think he was arrested. I don't think he was charged, but
Missed
please
opportunity.
don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
Thank
please don't.
Please put down your sign.
So I'm going back to the original clown. The original clown was actually known as Bobo the Clown in Wasco. And what it actually was, and they still don't know who this clown is, but it was a husband and wife doing a year-long photography project. And their whole goal was to raise money. They were going to sell the photos to raise money for autism and pediatric cancer research.
Oh gosh! All right,
but and they didn't
Amazing.
expect it. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's amazing, but it's like, why was that your subject? Yeah, be a panda bear.
Yeah. I don't. And
Cute and cuddly.
they were. They did not expect. They were interviewed by some news outlets, but it was. They originally did it for a year long, and they didn't expect to get so much. They didn't really expect it to go viral at all the way that it had done and caused this craze. But it actually raised a lot of money for their project. So, and they were.
I was just going to ask if it actually did raise money for it. So that's great.
Yes.
But no.
Wow.
And this is all documented, and Bobo has an actual Instagram handle. And it is official_Wasco_clown. And he is on Instagram.
I'll be going to that.
So you can follow him.
Yeah, no, you're good people. I appreciate what you've done, but I don't want nothing with you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to know nothing about you. Yeah. Continue to do the good works, and you go on your way, and I will go on mine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm good with that.
Pick a new mascot, Bobo.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'll definitely be curious enough to check it out. I don't think I'll follow, but I'll check it out.
And a lot of those stories that I got were from Instagram, and they were at clown sightings. That's the Instagram handle was at clown sightings.
Wow, that's pretty crazy that you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
And then that was all sparked from this Bobo the Clown, the original picture. And like I said, it first went up in October of 2014, and they didn't think it would catch this much traction. So nationwide panic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh.
I should go and see if I can find one of the pictures of my friends with the one in my area.
Yeah.
They went and took a picture with. Yeah, it's been a few years ago, but I definitely was like, what are you doing?
Right.
She's like, oh, he just stands here. I want to take a picture with him. I'm like, back away.
No.
Back away.
No.
Away from the clown.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, wow.
I loved it.
Gosh. All right.
Those were great.
Good job,
Yeah,
honey.
that's fantastic.
Thanks.
I can't believe there was that many of them.
There was
And
way
there's
more.
way more.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I had to choose like 10. I was like, no, I'm just going to do 10, but there's actually, there was a whole series on them. Like it spread like wildfire. It was crazy.
Yeah. I remember that.
Creep factor 10.
Yes. Especially in person. I'll just say that. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Way more.
Yes.
No.
You step away from the mic.
I may just have nightmares.
Sorry.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, gosh. Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I've got a few for you. Here we go.
Are they clowns?
They are not clowns, actually. Not at all that I remember. But I did focus on the Midwest, your crazy Midwest people. And I'm going to start with a nice little funny one for you. This was in 2011 in Lincoln, Nebraska. And this was Matthew. I don't know how to say his last name, but I'm going to say it Niveen, I think. He was a 19-year-old who was stopped by police on his way home from a Halloween party. He was suspected of drinking and driving, clearly. And when they pulled him over, he had watery eyes, smelled like alcohol, slurring. There was a bottle of vodka and a half a bottle of Mountain Dew and vodka mixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poison.
Yeah. At least he knew what he was doing. But so they cited him and took him to Cornhusker Place, which I had to look up. And this is actually like a rehab place there.
I'm laughing. I'm like, what do they make the corn huskers like oil? What was that, lotion or something? Yeah. Like, is that the holding spot? I don't know. I'm sorry. Rehab is not funny. Okay.
No. But when I read that, I was like, what are they saying? Like, why are they're writing this in this article? Like, it's just Cornhusker Place. I'm like, so what is Cornhusker Place?
Right.
It's like some real farmer punishment, Midwest farming punishment. Like, you're going to husk these corns for drinking and driving, little buddy.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, whatever. He had $1,300 in fines, and he got a revoked driver's license for 3 years. And because at the time he was twice the legal limit of 0.08 at the time. But of course, that's for people who are allowed to drink.
Right. Yeah.
And that limit's 0. So, but the funny part of this story, do you guys want to know what he was dressed as?
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Was it corn?
A breathalyzer.
How ironic.
Oh, that's hilarious. I want to see how that pulled together. Oh, God.
He had numbers on him, and then there was like a stick down where where that would be, and it was like blow here.
I want to see that mugshot.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'll send it to our little text string because I've got it because I plan on posting the week we run this one.
Nice.
Yes.
It is hilarious.
Yes, that I'm that's what, A for effort there. You got some creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been drinking and driving, but you definitely pulled that together. I like it.
Yeah. Well done, Matthew.
He definitely gets a participation trophy for that.
Yes.
Okay, so now we move on to Liddell Peoples, and he's in Chicago, Illinois, 55-year-old man. When he became enraged after a bag of candy went missing on Halloween from his house, and he accused Mary Adams, who was a neighbor and was just sitting in his place with him, like hanging out, and he's like, my candy's gone. Where is it? She's like,
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. He used several steak knives to stab her. Over candy. She threw a few plates at him to defend herself, and she died a week later. I'm sorry that I'm laughing as I'm saying this because I'm just in my head picturing this go down.
Right.
Really, there must have been alcohol involved.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, who's going to get that mad over a bag of candy and start stabbing someone?
Was it?
So that was a little darker.
Right, but was it candy or was it code word for candy? You know what I mean? Were there drugs involved?
Oh.
I'm
Good
just
point.
wondering,
I mean-
what did he put in the candy? I
Right.
don't know.
What was in the bag of
Right.
candy that he reported?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a very valid point. It did not go there in the article that I read,
They
but
do say chocolate is addictive.
Yes.
yeah,
It is, especially if it has cocaine in it. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Which I'm guessing this may. Well, he was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and aggravated domestic assault, and he has a 30-year sentence. So,
But did he find the candy?
no, I don't think so.
No.
He never
mean,
found it. All that man is in jail and he never got his bag back.
That's right.
He was probably drunk and gave it away to everybody, and
Right?
Forgot about it.
didn't
Yeah.
remember.
I mean,
Who knows?
honestly.
Yeah. So, anyway, so this one,
Still candy in Chicago, kids.
Yeah.
yeah, don't mess with people in Chicago with their candy.
Air quote candy.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go back to Nebraska for this one, and also in 2011, same as Matthew. This is Omaha, Nebraska, and this is about a guy named Frank Alba. He hid in the bushes with a chainsaw and intending to just scare some people as they were coming by.
Oh, God.
So he ambushed,
As one does.
I know, because that's what you should do. He ambushed 12-year-old Leslie Garcia. She became so terrified that as he revved the chainsaw at her, that she ran into the path of a Ford F-250 truck.
Oh.
She survived.
Oh, God. Okay. My heart
But-
stopped.
Yeah, but sustained injuries to her head, neck, arms, legs, back, and spine. And according to a lawsuit against Alba, she will endure a lifetime of pain and psychological trauma, which clearly I would too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But could you imagine, like, you're just, I mean, why would you do this prank to begin with? That's just stupid.
Yeah.
A real chainsaw and you're jumping out of bushes at kids? Like, no. I mean, I could see doing this to, like, I don't know, like me doing it to, like, Wes. You
Yeah.
know, like, that's my
Honestly,
husband.
though, you never know where that's going to go. It just in that case, either she could have tripped and fallen right on that chainsaw, or
Yeah.
he could have
Well,
dropped it on
probably didn't have the
himself.
chain on it.
I mean,
Well, who knows?
who knows if somebody's stupid enough to do this?
Yeah.
You can't control the outcome of that. Why would you think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
People
We
are
could hide in the
stupid.
bush
Yeah.
with this chainsaw. But have you ever gone to one of the haunted trails? Have you guys ever done one of those on Halloween?
Yes.
Like the
I
haunted
have.
outdoor?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't
I
mess
don't
with
know
that
if
stuff.
Yeah. Jess is not for that stuff.
I don't blame you. But I've been to a couple and they do that. They'll have somebody like in a hayfield. It'll be like a haunted corn maze.
Yeah.
And they'll have people running through the corn maze that chase you with chainsaws and stuff like that. They don't have chains on them though.
It's a controlled environment.
Right.
Though. You're
I feel like
expecting that to happen.
Exactly. You're paying for that to happen.
One time.
Oh,
You tripped again? Yeah, I did. He was chasing me with a chainsaw and I couldn't get away from him. So I just jumped down and stuck my foot out and he went flying.
Good job.
I'm fight. When it comes to fight or flight, I'm fight.
Oh my gosh.
I take option A.
I always stick around and get what's I give it out. But I couldn't get away from him and he wouldn't stop chasing me. So I just tripped him and then took off.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you got to do what you got to
I haven't
do.
been to one since. Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
I don't like those at all, but it's definitely more of a controlled environment and I would expect them to do that. And so this I wouldn't want to just do it in my neighbor's front. I'm pretty sure the neighbor whose house he was at, he was at a friend's house and they also sued that neighbor because they were like, you have a dumbass friend.
Right.
You should be punished for that.
You're the idiot that let your friend come on your property and do this stupid shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Awful. And why would you jump out at a 12-year-old? Like you said, you would jump out at an adult.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just stupid. But
not a baby.
So then I have just a couple of little things for you. One is another prank gone wrong. In 2010, 3 days before Halloween. So this one wasn't on Halloween. In Galatia, Illinois, I think that's how you say that. A mom and dad played a prank on their kids and faked the mother's death. But the kids were only 6 and 8. So when they saw mom laying on the floor, they ran to the neighbors saying she was strangled by Michael Myers. And my gosh. But get this, there was actually a guy named Michael Myers that lived like blocks away. And so the police came thinking...
That is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. I mean, nobody got in trouble. The police were like, we'd rather come to a prank and realize it's a prank than it to have really happened.
Yeah.
But,
And we'll call Child Protective Services.
Right.
Y'all are some crazy parents.
That's right.
Could you imagine 6 and 8? Again, I could imagine doing it to my teen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would fake your death?
No, I don't know that I would do that. But I'm saying, like, in somebody else's case, like, why did you do that to a 6 and 8-year-old?
Yeah.
They were eating some of the Halloween candy.
Right,
Some
the candy.
people's candy.
Yeah.
The candy from Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
See, Illinois is just a weirdo place because my last two things that I have to tell you are from Illinois too. And they are two stupid laws, in my opinion. One is in Belleville, Illinois, where you cannot trick or treat after the age of 12. So if you go trick or treating and you're 13, you could face misdemeanor charges, $25 to $100 fines, and 6 months in jail because you're 13.
Whoa.
Why?
Wow.
Do they have a
They're
lot
gonna
of
send
like crime? I associated with teenagers at that time. Why can't the kids have fun?
I don't know. And that's what I said. I was telling somebody else recently. I was like, I want my kid to have fun. He's 14. And if he wants to go out and have fun trick-or-treating, then go do it. Like, I'd rather him go trick-or-treating and be having silly fun than be somewhere else doing I don't know what.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just don't give him eggs.
Yeah, no eggs. No eggs.
Yeah, no eggs.
Yeah.
No eggs. Toilet paper maybe, but no eggs.
Yeah.
Again, that toilet paper is worth its weight in gold. So I don't know.
I would judge you for the toilet paper this year. You got to wait till next year for the toilet paper.
Judge away. That'll just be so 2020 if we go on another shortage of toilet paper because people use it. That's Halloween.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other one is another law that you in Forsyth, Illinois, that you cannot trick or treat at a house where there's no porch light on, which I feel like in normal neighborhoods, well, most neighborhoods, I shouldn't say normal, that I've lived in, that's just kind of how it goes. You know, if you see the porch light on, you know they have candy, go to their house.
Right.
But here, if you go and their porch light is not on, you could face a $750 fine for knocking on their door.
You know what that reminds me of? That is an old man law. Get off my lawn law. Like, my light's not on. You're not supposed to be knocking. Get off my lawn.
Totally.
But those are also the jerks who won't give candy to the older kids that are trick or treating. Yep. Yeah, I feel like those go hand in hand for sure.
Yeah.
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 So when I was little, we used to go up to the houses that had no lights on because sometimes they would give you $1
Really?
Oh,
They didn't have candy, and that's why their lights were off, and they would
Right.
feel bad because you rang the doorbell, and so they would give you $1. So follow me for more responsible trick-or-treating.
Well, you better go to a lot of houses to pay your $750 fine.
right.
If you get caught.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah. I don't know if you're making $750 that night. Maybe if you sell your candy too. I
yeah.
don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get any candy because I only have time to go to light
Right.
off houses.
Oh, gosh.
That was good.
That was
I liked
crazy.
it.
That was just,
Yeah.
that was kind of sad, some of those, man.
I know. Sorry to bring you all down.
No, some of the shenanigans that happen on Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I had a
You're
very
up,
hard
Beth?
time deciding what to bring to this party. So, I mean, the pressure was on. I'm not going to lie. If I'm closing this up, wrapping this up. So I looked at like an unsolved murder. I looked at stories of haunted cemeteries. I looked at mortuaries. I looked at ghost towns in the Pacific Northwest. It just didn't feel right. So then it hit me. There is a town in Oregon that literally celebrates Halloween the entire month of October. Do you guys know? Have you heard?
No.
No. Have you heard, Bryce?
No.
Oh, well, you don't care.
Bryce
So-
has given his quota of talking for this show.
No, I think he's talked
Okay.
for the most of the
Yes.
rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the rest of the podcast this season by myself. I'm gonna have to.
Brycey brain hurty now.
I don't know. I think you might have just put some gas on his fire. Maybe he'll.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, don't give her any ideas.
So this is actually a town after my own heart. So what better way to end? Of course, I do have a ghost story. So this is not the final ending. But what better way to end than talking about the town of St. Helens, Oregon? So does anybody remember the Disney Channel movie Halloween Town
Yeah,
that came out?
I do.
Our kids have watched it a little bit.
Kids that watch it to
Yeah.
death.
So it
I
came
don't
out.
think we've ever watched it.
No.
Yeah, me either.
So it came out in 1998. There was also 3 spin-off movies. So 4 movies total that Disney made of this. And I'm not going to lie, it's not my favorite movie. It's actually quite annoying, I think. I prefer like Hocus Pocus, or Disney Channel did a movie based on some books called Twitches about twin witches. Did you guys see that or hear about it?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Okay. So, but the thing about Halloween Town is it started getting this cult following, mainly because of who was in the movie, which I will get to. So the movie was filmed in this sleepy little idyllic town of St. Helens, Oregon. It's located 30 miles like outside of Portland, so in between the coast and Portland, right in the middle by the Columbia River is this town. Really small. I just picturesque on a river, little town, right? So in 1997, Disney came, they took over the town, started production. The movie came out in 1998. But then they started doing a yearly event to celebrate this called the Spirit of Halloween Town. So they kept props from the movie. They turned the town into what the movie looks like every year for an entire month. People really, I mean, it had a little bit of a following. People would come. And then in 2015, one of the stars of the movie went and did what they call lighting the Great Pumpkin in the courthouse plaza. And then from there, the event has just blown up. It's astronomical, the amount of people that come to this little town. So that actress was Kimberly J. Brown. She played the main character. Marnie Cromwell was the name. And she was in 3 of the 4 movies. They replaced her in the 4th movie. There's some pain involved in that, apparently. I don't know what happened, but she's bitter. It's an issue. But her character was the granddaughter to Aggie Cromwell, who was played by Debbie Reynolds.
Oh,
Right. So that's probably the only reason that this movie got the notoriety that it has, I think. So they still do this every year. They turn the entire town into this big Halloween town. You can go do haunted tours. You can go and there's street performers. There's musicians. There's like, little kid attractions. There's people all over the place you can take picture with. And they light this great pumpkin in the center plaza that is supposed to like keep the town safe from this evil sorcerer that was the antagonist in the movie. And you would think that they're going to cancel it this year, right? With the concerns for everything. No, absolutely not. They decided that this was the year that they're going to jack up the charges to come for tickets. So somebody's banking on this because they're charging admission that is hundreds of dollars per person to come and do this. And it's really sad that they're turning this into that type of thing. They say it's to turn away people. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think, if anybody wants to go, they're going to make it happen. They're going to go. So
yeah, for real. Somebody should go dressed as a clown. Right. And then they'll all be like, oh, you've never mind. Nope. $100 and a clown in there.
Right. They did have, I've seen some pictures from 2018 and 2019, and there were some people dressed like Pennywise that showed up there and were walking around. Did
Disney back this festival? Because it's a Disney movie, you said, right?
No, it's the town entirely doing it on its own.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not Disney authorized, and I don't think Debbie Reynolds ever went to the event at any point, but all of the actors and actresses that had pretty prominent roles have gone at some point and been there and given speeches and taken pictures and lit the great pumpkin and made it a big deal. So
those are definitely Disney prices.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, $100 a person.
Exactly.
I was going to say we'll meet you there next year, but
I don't. To be honest with you,
not if there's Pennywise.
Yeah, no, I can't be involved with that tomfoolery. That's just not going to happen. But it probably, if they can get prices this high, and you're profiting on a movie, number one, that you didn't have any part of, but then you're also profiting on people wanting to celebrate Halloween. And it's kind of sad, Halloween is, it like you said, it's something that is one of the holidays that people spend money on, but this is for kids, let the kids have fun. True. But also what I was reading online, after all of these articles that I read, was all these pissed off people that live in this small town, pissed off that they're not canceling it this year because now they've got to deal with tourists an entire month coming to their town and maybe exposing everybody to COVID-19. I can't imagine. I mean, that's truly a horror story,
For real. Yeah. I wonder if people go for the entire month, if there's actually people that will go. Well, no, because you'd have to pay $100 a day.
Yeah, it's like per attraction.
$100 a day.
It was like hundreds of dollars to get into, like, if you wanted to see a certain amount of attractions, certain amount of things were included in the cost. So you could kind of pick and choose your level. As where in previous years, you could get into the event for free and walk around and participate as much or as little as you liked. Now it's all there's an admission. There's tours. Fees for haunted tours or games or anything that you wanted to do. So everything comes at a price. Yeah. Kind of sad to have taken something that's supposed to be fun and lighthearted, turned it into a money-making scheme. I don't know. Plus you don't know, you just don't know what's going to happen with the world the way it is right now. So I thought that was,
no kidding.
It's a really lovely idea. I would love to go and visit a town that is that decked out for Halloween and celebrate. And I don't know, maybe next year. Maybe that'll be my birthday trip.
What?
I'd rather go up to Leavenworth up here. It's a town it's German, right?
Yeah, it's like a Bavarian town.
Yeah, Bavarian. They do an Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
I'd rather go and participate in that.
Yeah.
That'd be a better birthday. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Much more fun activities at an Oktoberfest.
Yes. All righty. So I have a ghost story. from the local Washington State University in Pullman. So eastern side of the state near Idaho. Pretty big, pretty well-known, prestigious school. And as I was looking at this, I thought, oh, that's kind of silly. There's, what kind of ghost stories could there be? So they actually do in the residence hall a reading of Edgar Allan Poe. They read several of his stories before the residents in the halls go to bed on Halloween. And there's one story where there was a black cat. One of his poems notoriously has a black cat in it. So they read that story. And then one year, a black cat started showing up. Nobody could figure out where it came from. Nobody owned up to it. And nobody knew where it went after Halloween. But it would come and roam. It would come up and people would pet it. People would give it little treats. And it would roam between the residence halls. So one night in the 50s, the mistress of the girls' residence hall was getting ready to read the Edgar Allan Poe story. And she said that she forgot something in her room and she would be right back. And she didn't show back up. And somebody saw the cat. So the cat comes walking by and everybody's petting the cat and, loving on the cat. And then the cat, starts to walk away towards her room. And they start to follow. And they realize that they haven't seen the headmistress, I'm not sure what she was called, but the residence manager, essentially. They realize they haven't seen her. They go knock on her door. The cat's outside the door, just going back and forth across the door like cats do. They're knocking. Nobody's answering. Finally, somebody pushes open the door, and she's passed away. She died. And they can't figure out why. It wasn't of natural causes. There were a lot of combining things, but she was as healthy as a horse. And ever since then, the cat has not been seen. It disappeared. Walked out of that hall, never seen again. And that is the story of the black cat at Washington State University.
Did the cat steal her soul?
Yes, it was there for her soul.
It was there for her soul.
Right. It reminds me of that song, The Cat Came Back. Do you ever hear that song? It's like a kid's song. It's so creepy.
Oh,
Did you ever hear it? It's like, the cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. So
talking
creepy.
Talking about 9 lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally thought this was going to be like a Harry Potter thing where she turned into the cat and then the cat went back to the room and the mistress came out. And they never saw the cat and the mistress in the same spot.
Right. She's like deader than a doornail. Yeah. When I read that, I thought that is the creepiest damn thing I've ever seen. I've ever read. The cat.
Is weird.
Yeah. The cat shows up and she dies.
So do they still read the poem?
Yeah, they still do. It's still a tradition. So
that's just stupid on them.
I know, right? Why invite that? There's actually quite a few stories of ghosts and, interesting. It has a long and interesting history. There's several buildings. There's one building that burnt down completely. And where they rebuilt on it, there's sightings of ghosts on the hill. So there's that. And then there's another about one of the head administrators. He likes to haunt where the drama department stays. And he has a certain area where he has a chair that he likes to sit in. So when they go up and try to move props and get props out from this area, he's sitting in his rocking chair and it rocks back and forth. And they know not to move it and disturb it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, it's so creepy.
Yeah, It is creepy.
Yep. I'll be in the next building over.
Yeah. How do you know that one's not haunted? I mean, I couldn't find a one that wasn't.
No.
I was going to say, pick a new college. Apparently you're learning some real weird things there.
Right.
Like how to conjure up cat spirits and,
It is Eastern Washington.
I don't know if it was on my kid's list to go, but it's going to be taken off by me. I'm not going there. You're not going to visit?
My brother actually went to there.
Store.
My brother and his
Your
wife
brother?
actually, yeah, they graduated from there. They didn't live in that residence hall though, because at that point they were married, so they had different housing. But they both went to there and graduated, and now my niece goes there.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
don't tell her this story.
I think she'd probably welcome it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, right now,
She may have
actually,
some.
everything is online, so she's
Okay.
actually not there in person. So
So they're going to be reading the Edgar Allan Poe poem virtually.
In a Zoom
yeah, I guess
meeting.
they would have to. Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess last year would have been the last one. Yeah, it's a Zoom meeting.
It's a Zoom meeting now. Yes.
Everybody's cameras are going to flicker at certain times.
Right.
And a cat's going to walk across the screen. The cat
Ooh.
came back.
That would be a good way to freak everybody out.
Yeah, no
They
kidding.
should.
Yeah,
Could be a prank gone wrong for next Halloween.
for sure. Right? Exactly. That would
People are going
definitely
to throw
fit
their
into that.
computers out the window and it's going to hit somebody below.
Oh
And
God.
prank gone wrong. Oh my God. That was super great. These were such fun Halloween stories.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that, guys.
Yeah,
I loved looking into the Halloween crimes. I thought it was really, it was like a new and exciting take on what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just kind of fits. It feels right. I mean, what better time of year to discuss things like this that are creepy
Right,
and
exactly.
morbid and I don't know, kind of make you chuckle when they shouldn't.
Exactly. Laughing as this kid's getting hit by a car.
I know.
What am I doing? Why am I laughing?
Right? Yeah. We're definitely thankful that you guys wanted to do this with us. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, us too. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was super fun. We'll have to do it again sometime.
I was gonna say we might have to make this a ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be really fun.
We'll help you with your serial killer Septembers.
Oh, please. Oh, my gosh.
Because that
Please.
seems to be all I do. So I felt right at home with your content.
Yeah.
Well, props to you
Yeah.
because those are toughies.
They are.
We
Yeah.
had nightmares. I mean, it was just the reading over and over the same gross, gory details was so hard. We were
Yeah.
at the minute that we got done researching and we're ready to record, we're like, can you do it today? What are you doing in 45 minutes? Like, we
Right.
just wanted to get it out of our brain
Yeah.
because it was just so much. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're
it
really
gets
excited for October.
Woohoo, we're done. Let's move on to the good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Talk about clowns and chainsaws.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, we loved it. Thank you guys so much for listening. And thank you so much for doing this with us. We had so much fun.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys. And make sure for our fans and listeners, make sure you check out Crimes in Closets. We definitely want you to appreciate them as much as we do.
Yeah. Same for What Happens in the Woods. They're on all the same platforms we are and social medias, and we're connected. So they won't be hard to find. We'll be tagging y'all a bunch this week as we release this episode. So they'll be able to find you on our page really easy. So
Yeah, you're going to get tired of us.
yep. Never. Never. Everyone needs to hit subscribe.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right. Well, for our listeners, you guys remember that the world is scary. People suck. Hide in your closet.
And for us, remember, be kind to one another, but stay out of the damn woods.
Stay out of the woods.
It's no good.
That's a wrap. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, we'd like to thank you for listening. We'd also like to thank the ladies from Crimes and Closets, Cristy and Beth, for doing this with us. Honestly, without them, this would not have been possible. So go show them some love. You guys can find them on their website, crimesandclosets.com. Also on their Instagram page, @crimesandclosets. They release episodes every Monday on all major podcast platforms. So go check them out. Also, give them a rating and review on iTunes. And while you're at it, you could leave us a rating and review on iTunes also. Check out our Instagram page at WHITW Podcast. And we'll see you guys tonight in the Discord server, 8 p.m. Check the link in our bio on our Instagram page for our Discord server info. And again, we'll see you guys tonight. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.